Vickers, who actually is an old friend of CATX, and he's currently the chairman of WIllis Re. Good to see you, James. Thanks for taking a minute or two. I wanted to ask you about a good quote of yours that's stuck in my mind for a while about what will happen when the new capital slips on a banana peel. Are they going to stay in the game or not? Could you talk a little bit about that? I mean, that was a couple of months ago, that quote. What do you think these days?
That was about a year ago, I think. Yes. I made that quote. Well, I think that what we're seeing is a slightly different type of capital coming into the industry. Mm-hmm. It is more long-term, more pension fund orientated. But having said that, the industry, to quote John Kavanagh, they're like the new boys at school.
New boys at school.
They haven't actually been through the cycle and been tested. But having said that, increasingly with the weight of money, we're becoming a little bit more confident that provided it's a fairly straightforward test for them, that a lot of them will see this as an opportunity to deploy more capital into the industry. That is, of course, provided they remain wedded to the idea of uncorrelated risk.
Right.
Which, to be fair, as I said, if it's a fairly straightforward loss, there's no reason to assume that it wouldn't be uncorrelated and it can be maintained.
How do you think the prospects are for movement into the casualty arena with a longer tail for these kinds of new capital providers?
That's a little bit more complicated because it's not such a transparent market. I mean, whether cat models are good or bad is a side issue, but at least they provide transparency. So the movements we've seen tend to be in partnership with existing players, and that is probably a more reasonable model to go.
Such as Watford Re.
Yes, that's a sensible way to go. I think the real challenge is do the primary insurance companies need to buy as much reinsurance as they have done? I mean, the casualty market is growing. It has been quite benign in recent years. Companies are getting better at managing their risks. So how is the casualty reinsurance market going to grow? And I do think it's quite a big step for the new capital to step into maybe the primary insurance market. That I think would be difficult for them to achieve.
One final point. On Monday at noon, John Nelson is going to stand in front of the casino and welcome the arrival of 12 vintage antique cars that are traveling here from London. I understand that on the Thursday night before they left London, they rested in the WIllis garage, deep underneath your building.
Unfortunately, my motorbike lives there, and I didn't spot them on Thursday night.
They were there somewhere. So.
Oh, well, we've only got one car park. I hope they get here. There are a lot of people who like to bicycle from London to come down. It's probably rather better going in a vintage car, though.
I'd rather be in a vintage car. Thank you very much, James. Okay.
Thanks, Frank.